Perfect. So we're going to be starting with today's class with the second P of marketing mix, which is called as price or pricing decisions we're going to be discussing in today's class. Today's complete class is all about pricing, what different type of strategies we have in pricing, at which stages, like in the PLC of growth, maturity, introduction, what pricing strategies can we have, and then we can have for different types of market, like for pure competition, monopoly, monopolistic. So today's session is all about price decisions. If you carefully see all the 4 P's, which is product, price, place, promotion, price is the only revenue generating P. So only revenue generating P, all 3, which is product, place and promotion, they all entail cost. Okay. So that's the reason pricing is really important, because that's the only place from where we are getting the revenue. So the first thing is, how do we choose the price? Now, these are the steps, but if you see, there are 3 main words, or we call them the 3 C's of choosing the price. 3 C's model, this can be called. First is the customer's demand. Totally depending on the demand of the product, the pricing will be decided. Then the second would be the cost function. How much is it? How much money are you using to make up that product, depending on that cost? And the third is the competitor's price, or the competition, you can call it. So this demand, this cost, and then the competitor's cost. This is called the 3 C's model of determining a price. But we'll see all these steps and we'll decide. So the first is, we have to select a pricing objective. If you are a non-profit organization, your aim is not to make profit. So you will decide on a cost which is beneficial for all. Just covering, you will decide on a price which is covering just your cost, beneficial for all. But if you are a company, your motive or your objective is profit, maximum profits, so you will decide on a price accordingly. So the first thing is deciding or selecting your pricing objective. Second, like we discussed, is your demand. Whose demand? The customer's demand. Customer's demand of your product. Now, when we are discussing demand, we'll see, like with a slight change in price, how much demand is changing. So we'll check the sensitivity and the elasticity. Okay, so all these things. I'm going to be covering each of these steps in the following slides. Then estimating the cost. Whose cost? Your cost of production. So cost of producing the product. That's very important. If you're producing the product, let's say 1 piece at 100 rupees, you can't place it at 90. You're in a loss situation. Okay, so that is cost. Now, analyzing the competition. Perfect example here could be Pepsi and Coke. If Pepsi is selling something at, say, 20 rupees, the same 100 ml, Coke can't sell it at 25, because it's a perfect competition, like oligopoly or a duopoly, wherein people will quickly change from Coke to Pepsi because it's almost similar products. Okay, so you have to see your competition's price in mind before putting your or deciding your price. It's very important, especially in today's market situation, when people can quickly copy your product, or your substitutes are very easily available. And people in India, especially in India, are very, very price sensitive. They will just Google, find alternate options, find something which is more, let's say value for money, and then they'll go for that option. Now, the next step is selecting the pricing strategy. So all the methods that we're going to be discussing, selecting any one of them, and then giving the final price in the market. So now the slides would be each, like we first will do the pricing objectives. So what kind of objectives do we have? First is the survival. We have to bare minimum, cut out or break even. Our main aim here is that we will be in a no profit, no loss situation, survival. So we'll decide a price according to that, wherein we are just covering all our costs. Maximum current profit. You think that sometime probably near future, competition is going to enter the market. So you want to make sure that you reap as much profit as possible. So you initially enter the market at a very high price. Skim the market, take as much profit as possible from the market, and then you leave the market. Or probably you reduce the price. You can do both. Maximum market share. Maximum market share is getting maximum number of people to buy your product. So this is basically related to sales. आपको अपनी सेल्स बढ़ानी है, मार्केट शेयर बढ़ाना है. If let's say there are 100 people in the market and there are 3 players, A, B, C, initially everybody is at 33, 33, 33, and you are A, you want to make it to, let's say, 60%, 80%, 70%, whatever, like that. Increase your market share. Now, how do you do it? You can take the example of Jio. There was Vodafone, there was Airtel, there was Idea. Entered the market, took the maximum market share. How? By offering something at absolutely no price. Okay. Now, maximum market skimming. Market skimming is basically skim is the top layer. Top layer ko hatana is a skim karna kehte hain. Skimmed milk like you have. Okay. So market skimming is taking the top layer or asking the rich and the affluent people to give you the maximum profit. Somewhat related to this. Maximum markets में जितना पैसा निकाल सकते हो, you take it out, skim the market, and then probably you reduce the price or leave the market. Again, product, quality, leadership. Product is also good, quality is also good, and price is also affordable. Okay. The only example that I think or I feel this is for product quality leadership is IKEA. They have good quality products also and they're very value for money. Okay. So this is called product quality leadership. So first you have to decide which is your objective. Depending on your objective, you will decide on a strategy. Everyone, am I clear with all these pricing objectives? Anybody has any doubt? We'll go slow in today's class. We'll learn everything about pricing. Everybody okay with pricing objectives? A quick and yes or no would help me to know whether you've understood or not. So I'd appreciate if you guys can write it. Perfect. Now, I'll be moving to the next slide, which is determining the demand. Thank you, Sumita. Okay. Now, this is something to do with economics. Do you guys know what price sensitivity and price elasticity is? Yes or no? If yes, please raise your hand, and if you want to explain, I'll unmute you. Anybody who would like to explain what price sensitivity and price elasticity of demand is? Anybody? Okay, at least tell me if you guys know the term. Have you heard the term before? Okay. So I'm taking, everybody is at nil at this level. Roshan, would you like to explain the term? I'm unmuting you. Would you like to try? Please unmute yourself and speak. Yes, Roshan. Do you know what the terms mean? Roshan, we can't hear you. If you could just unmute yourself and speak. Not exactly. It's okay. No problems. Okay. So I'm taking everybody as nil on this particular topic. I'm going to be starting from basic. Roshan, please mute yourself. Okay. So price sensitivity is basically if you change the price, how much will your demand change? That is the price sensitivity. Price sensitivity is measured through elasticity of demand. Okay. Now, you just have to think it through, okay? Now, I'm going to give you situations and we'll learn it through examples. If a close substitute of my product, let's say I'm selling ABC product at 100 rupees per piece. XYZ is a close substitute selling it at 90 rupees. Will you buy XYZ? You just have to write yes or no. Will you buy yes or no? XYZ instead of ABC? Very close substitute of ABC. Will you guys buy XYZ instead of ABC? Yes, everybody agrees to it. So, price sensitivity of the product ABC is very high because a close substitute is available. To reduce price sensitivity, that is, you can charge whatever you want. You have to make sure that no close substitute is available. You have to make sure that people either don't know about your close substitute. Okay. Also, buying habits is a very important factor. If people take time to change their buying habits, then also there is less price sensitivity. Like if I'm used to using Dove shampoo, I will keep on using Dove shampoo even if it's bad for my hair, even if it's a close substitute is available. So difficult to change buying habits. These are certain factors which reduce price sensitivity. Now, to explain you via our diagram, okay, so this is quantity demanded. This is the price. This is, let's say, 5 rupees. This is 10 rupees. This is 15 rupees. This is, let's say, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Let's say my current demand is at 10 rupees, you have 20 units. Okay, this is my current demand. Now, if my price drops to 5, my demand goes to 40. Okay, so this becomes the demand line. Okay, now in situation 2, I'm using the same diagram, different color pen. Let's say if price goes down to 5, but my demand only changes to, instead of 40, just to 30. Okay, so this becomes my price line. This is 1, this is 2. Which out of the two diagrams shows more elastic demand? More elastic demand. Which out of the two diagrams? More elastic is, with one change in price, the quantity demanded changes more. Which is more elastic according to you, 1 or 2? Absolutely correct, Roshan. Absolutely correct. So this is more elastic. This is less elastic. People, if you see, I'll explain it through the third color. So the price change is common in both. From 10 rupees, we are going to 5 rupees. In situation 1, from initial 20, we are going to 40. So the quantity demanded changes by 20 units. But in situation 2, quantity demanded only changes from 10 to 30, 20 to 30, which is only by 10 units. So more elastic and less elastic. Okay. Am I clear with what is price sensitivity? What is price elasticity? Price sensitivity is how much will the quantity demanded change responding to the change in price. Okay. This is measured through price elasticity of demand. With this amount of price change, the quantity demanded changes this or this. Okay. This is price elasticity of demand. If your market is very sensitive, you have to be very careful because slight change in price will make your competitors come in. Okay. So depending on all these factors, you have to decide the price. First thing. Now, we have these terms, estimating the cost. So these are types of costs. Okay. So fixed cost. Fixed cost is a component of variable cost. Okay. Actually, that's the total cost. Total cost is a component of variable cost plus fixed cost. Now, can you give me examples of fixed cost? Anybody? These are certain types of costs which will be incurred even if you're not producing anything, like the rent, plant, machinery, all these things. Irrespective of how much production you have, you'll have to pay these costs, fixed charges. Now, variable cost will depend on how much are you producing. So like cost of raw material, cost of electricity, all these things will depend on how much are you producing. Total cost is a summation of variable cost plus fixed cost. Average cost is total cost divided by number of units produced. Everyone okay with these four terms till now? Fixed, variable, total and average. Yes or no? Everyone okay with these four terms? Now, I am writing and you'll have to figure out what is the total cost. Okay. Rent is 500. I am producing 10 units. Material cost is 10 per unit. Can you find out the total cost and then the average cost? Anybody, what is the total cost and what is the average cost? Total cost is fixed cost plus your variable cost. Absolutely correct, Richa. Your total cost is 600. 500, which is my fixed cost plus variable. 10 units I'm producing into 10 per unit. So 100, that makes it 600. Average cost, 60. Sumita, absolutely correct. So total cost divided by number of units, which is 600 divided by 10, 60. So everybody is clear with these four terms. Perfect. Now, we have something called as target costing. Just think it as a word target. So I give you a target that I need to sell the product ABC at 100 rupees. I cannot increase the price from 100 rupees. Now, also I need at least 10% profit. So 10 rupees goes in the profit. That means I have to make this at a cost of 90. So I'm giving you guys a target of producing this ABC good at 90 rupees. Because I cannot sell it more than 100, my selling price is decided. My profit margin is also decided. I want 10%. So 10 rupees is there, 100 is there, and I want the product to be made in 90 rupees. This 90 rupees is my total cost, variable cost or fixed cost. Just write TC, VC, FC, whatever. This 90 rupees would be what? Target costing would be total cost. Absolutely correct, Roshan. Perfect. So everybody is clear with these terms. Now, experience curve. So the word comes from experience basically. So when you keep on producing something, you become an expertise in it. You develop an expertise in it. Okay. So there is a decline in the average cost. Let's say, मैं इसको दूसरे language में समझाती हूँ. Let's say initially it takes you 10 minutes to read one page. When you keep reading, probably there'll be a time it will take you 9 minutes to read a page, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 6 minutes, because your reading speed increases. So exactly the same case with production. When you keep on producing, you become efficient at producing it. Okay. So your wastage is minimal, all these things. So your average cost goes down. And this average cost going down because of experience is called the experience curve. So if I tell you the technical definition, the decline in average cost with accumulated production experience. So decline in average cost with increase in production experience is called experience curve. So these are all the terms on the screen right now. So we've done the third stage, which is estimating the costs. Now, valued price competitor. Something is of value. Something is of value to me if the quality is good and the price is either reasonable or low. That is called a valued price competitor. So a competitor who's offering a powerful combination of good quality and low prices is called a valued price competitor. So you have to analyze all your competition. You have to see whether they are giving same quality at lesser price, more price, what. So this is called analyzing the competition, this stage. Now, okay, let's go one by one only. We'll not open so many screens. We'll just go one by one. Okay. So first is customer value based pricing. So now in the following slides, we're just going to be doing the methods. Now, how I'll teach you the method, I'll tell you the method. I'll tell you probably the definition of it, and then I'll give you an example. We learn all these methods through examples. Okay. So you remember them. Perceived value pricing. Perceived value pricing is about your perception. The word here is perception. Okay. So a customer will pay that value that he perceives is equated to that good. Let's say I'm offering you an iPhone. I'm offering you another phone. iPhone versus MI phone. And I'm charging you 50,000 rupees. You guys will pay it for iPhone or MI? Just write one or two. Everybody is saying one. Reason being, we have a perception that MI phones are not worth or not of value worth 50,000. Okay. So it is on the perception of the customer, perceived value pricing. First thing. Second, value pricing. related to value competitor pricing. Something is of value. So good quality and low prices. So this is good quality plus low prices. Example, IKEA. Can you give me an example in the Indian context which is good quality and low pricing and people usually go for it? Any brand, any product? Good quality, low pricing. Ayur, people are saying, okay, I can't really say that I'm a fan of this brand, but yeah, people can say, okay. A lot of people had initially started buying Patanjali because of this thing. They thought that it is good quality and low pricing. Okay, initially, not now. Roshan, that is perception about the brand for the perceived value pricing. You're absolutely correct. So let's say I was giving the example of iPhone, Apple versus MI. I'll give you another example. Let's say I give the same perfume which is concentrate in a Chanel bottle and in a, let's say, fog bottle. Which one will you pay more for? Same concentrate. Which one will you pay more for? Chanel or fog? You just write C or F. That I'll understand. You can just write the first one. You'll pay more for fog? C. Everyone's writing C. You'll pay more for Chanel because of the fact that you think that Chanel is of good quality. The perception of that brand is much better and that's why perceived value is also better even though the product is same in both of them. Am I clear, Roshan? Perfect. Now, very simple, value added pricing. So ABC combo is offered at 100 rupees. If you add anything else, ABCD, it will be at 100 plus 10 rupees. ABCDE, 100 plus 10 plus 9. So for everything that you're adding, value is adding. Probably less also or more also. It can be 9, it can be 11 also. Value added pricing. Okay. EDLP, everyday low pricing. Can you give me an example? I'll give you a hint. You can buy all these one-stop shop for all these groceries, sometimes furniture also. DMart, yes. Everyday low pricing. There are other examples also, not just DMart. There are many of these stores. In US, you have Costco, Walmart, all these things. In India, you have DMart. Some people say Big Bazaar also. Yes. EDLP. But I find Big Bazaar better in high-low pricing. I'll tell you why. EDLP are those stores which have low prices constantly, everyday low pricing. DMart. And especially here, the low pricing are subject to quantities. You buy more quantities and that's why low prices. Okay. Now, high-low pricing. On certain days, you have low pricing. Every other day, it's normal or high pricing. Have you seen this with PVR tickets? Morning shows, let's say morning show on a Wednesday, morning show on a Thursday is very cheap. Let's say you're getting a 300 rupees ticket for, let's say 150 or 100 rupees. Every day, every other show, same 300 rupees price. Am I clear between EDLP and high-low pricing? There was another sale thing which was going on in Big Bazaar Wednesdays or Big Bazaar Thursdays. So on that particular day, something was relatively priced at low. Okay. So am I clear with what is EDLP and high-low pricing? Perfect. Now we are going to the second one, which is cost-based pricing. So the first thing is cost plus pricing. Everybody just, I'm writing this equation on the screen. Just tell me if you know this. Cost price plus profit equal to selling price. Everybody knows this equation, yes or no? Perfect. So in a cost plus pricing method, you have a cost, you tell that, okay, I want 10% of the cost as profit. This profit is 10% of cost price. So the profit here would be 10. So my selling price becomes 110 rupees. This is cost plus pricing. Just tad bit different from this is markup pricing. In markup, this profit instead of being of cost price, you tell it 10% of selling price. Okay. 10% of selling price is the profit. So we'll do reverse engineering. So we know that the selling price is 110. So 10% of 110 would be, sorry. So yeah, 10% of 110, or let's call it X in this situation. So our selling price would be X, 10% of X would be profit, and then there'll be a cost price. Okay. So we'll do the equation. X minus 10% of X. This is 90X by 100. So this becomes our cost price. Okay. So instead of this profit being a percentage of cost price, in markup pricing, this profit is a percentage of selling price. Am I clear between the difference between cost plus and markup? Yes or no? Perfect. Now, break-even pricing. Break-even is a situation of no profit, no loss. If you're making it for 100 rupees, you're selling it for 100 rupees. No profit, no loss. Target return pricing. So you tell that, okay, I have an investment of 1 lakh. I am making 100 units. I need a profit of 20%. So based on that, you decide a cost price, you decide the selling price. So 1 lakh is my cost. I need 20% as the profit, which is 20,000. So 1 lakh 20,000 is my total. I'm selling 100 units. So price of each would be 1,200. Everybody okay with target return pricing? How did I get this 1,200 rupees? I have an investment amount. I decide a target return, rate of return. I need 20%. Okay. I know the number of units I'm making. So doing that equation, we get this pricing for each unit. Am I clear? Cost plus markup, break even, target return. Anybody has any doubt in any of these? Please ask me right now. I'll explain again with probably another example, another values. Anybody has any doubt, you can write right now. Okay. Now, competition-based pricing. Going rate. Going rate, as the name suggests, you have to consider the competitor's price. What is the market rate which is going on? Totally depending on that, you put the pricing. Coke is selling it for 10 rupees. I am Pepsi. I'll also sell it for 10 rupees. Going rate pricing. Okay. Now we have auction pricing. There are 3 types of auction written on the screen. We'll do each one of them. First, okay. So we'll write the word seller and buyer. Number of sellers and number of buyers in each situation. Okay. First, English auction is like a normal auction, which you see every day in movies everywhere. So in English auction, there is one seller, many buyer. I am the seller, you guys are the buyers. So I start putting a bid on this pen. Let's say I'll sell it for 100 rupees. Somebody says 110, 200, 300. So the highest bid wins. Okay. So this is the normal auction, which is the English auction. First. Second, we'll do this one. Sealed bid auction. Sorry. We'll do this one, which is sealed bid auction. Sealed bid auction, you can equate it to tenders. Government tenders, wherein I, as a government employee, ask you people to send me quotations of how much are you willing to sell it for. So you guys send me, there's an open tender. I get quotations from everybody. And everybody who's sending in the quotation, is it a sealed form? Nobody knows who's sending what type of quotation. The lowest bid wins or the highest bid wins? Tell me that. I'm the government. I've asked you guys to send me quotation. The lowest will win or the highest will win? Somebody who's selling it perfect, Roshan, lowest will win. Of course, why would I want to spend more, right? Everybody correct. Lowest will win. So we are done with 2 types of auction, English and sealed bid auction. Now, the Dutch auction has 2 types. In Dutch auction, we have 2 types. I'm doing the first type, which is one seller, many buyer, which is very similar to the okay, which is very similar to the English auction. So one seller, many buyer. So let's say I announce the price at 1 lakh rupees for this pen. You all have decided one amount. Let's say somebody said 50,000, 60,000, 99,000. Somebody said 10,000. So highest price is decided by the seller. And then I keep seeing, okay, who has offered me the highest? You guys have already decided a price. I have also decided a price. Wherever the matching happens, I'll sell it. So let's say I have decided the price 1 lakh and there were 4 people. One is selling it for 40K, one is for 50K, one is for 99K, one is for 10K. Can you tell me which one will I sell it to? Where the matching will happen first? Perfect, 99K. So this was the first situation. Now, second situation wherein there is one buyer and many sellers. I am the buyer, you guys are seller, many sellers. Okay. So what happens is the buyer let's say I will announce the price at, I want to buy, okay, I want to take a private class, okay, private class wherein I will teach everything one-on-one basis. Okay, I say that I will choose one student depending on what fees are they giving me. Okay, which one do you think I will choose? Which is offering me the lowest fees or the highest fees? Lowest fees or highest fees? Perfect. In this case, highest fees. Now, let's say I am the buyer of a good. You all are selling me that good. Which one will I take? Highest or the lowest good? Lowest. Perfect. So you got the context? Yes. So I was trying to find out this situation only. So in this situation, there is one buyer and many sellers. Whenever there's a confusion between buyer and seller, always remember this thing from the class. Teacher, because singular, so usko wo one seller ya buyer bana do. Because there are many students in the class, unko many wala bana do. And then start thinking of situation, you'll always get the correct answer. Okay. Now we're on the next stage. This is kind of relatively simple. When we are selecting the prices, okay, we have to take care of a lot of situations. Not just randomly, okay, we've decided this price, this will be the thing. No. You have to see companies' pricing policies. Okay. So company's pricing policy totally depends on the objectives of the company. Are you a not-profit organization or a profit organization? Have you written in your company policies that you can charge extra for every additional service or no? If you've not written, people can file a legal case against you. So all these things. Now, impact of price on other parties. Let's say if Coke is reducing the price from 10 to 9, what if Pepsi changes from 10 to 8? Now, Coke can't change it every now and then, no? So you have to see, okay, what will my competitor do? Competitor's move is also important when deciding a price. Impact of other marketing activities. Let's say my cost of production is only 10 rupees per unit, but my marketing, my other expenditure, my promotions, my salaries to other employees, everything is 50 rupees per unit. If this was not there, I can still sell it at 20 rupees. I'll still make a lot of profit. But adding this per unit, I'm actually making a cost of 60 per unit. So I should at least sell it at say 70, 80, 90, whatever. So there are other marketing activities which have a cost. You just don't have to see the cost of production, but other activities also. Okay. All these things. Now, we have these, again, price adjustment strategies, many of them, but we'll go one by one and they're kind of very easy. We learn through examples. Okay, let's just do the similar stage. We'll only do one by one and then we'll go forward. These are all adjustment strategies. How can you adjust the prices? Everyone in the class, are you with me? Do you guys need a break for like 2 minutes or something like that, or can we go ahead? Can we go ahead? Perfect. So now, first of all, we're doing discounts and allowances. Discount, reduction in the prices. Allowances, similar. You either get money or some incentive. So first we're doing the types of discount. First is a cash discount. Okay. Cash discount, let's say you have to pay me 100, but if you pay cash right now or a little early, you'll have to pay 90 rupees cash discount. There's something that you have to learn in discounts is 2 by 10 net 30. Usually the paying days is 30 days. Usually you have to pay me in 30 days. But if you pay within 10 days, I'll give you a 2% discount. Okay. Now, another example, 5 by 10 net 60. Can you tell me the normal number of paying days in which the the buyer is expected to pay? Normal number of days in which you are expected to pay in this example? Everyone, this is important. How do you understand the cash discounts? Usually cash discounts are written like this. So this is your normal paying period, 60 days. I give you a time of 60 days to pay me. But if you pay me within first 10 days only, I'll give you a 5% discount. Am I clear? Now, another quick to learn, 10 by 20 net 40. Normal number of paying days. Discount. How much discount am I getting? 10. And within what time period you have to pay me? Perfect. So this is cash discount. Quantity discount. When you buy more in quantity. Let's say till 100 units, I will charge you 100 rupees per unit. From 101 to 500 units, I will charge you 99 per unit, and so on and so forth. Over quantity. Seasonal discounts. When you buy me something in off season, I will give you discount. Let's say you buy AC in winters. You buy summer clothes in winter season, like those. Seasonal discounts. Okay. Now, allowance. It's an extra payment designed to gain resellers' participation. Have you seen trade-in allowances wherein they say, especially when you're buying a car, if you give me your old car, I will give you this discount when you're buying your new car? Trade-in allowance. Give me your old product and I will give you a new product at a discounted rate. Trade-in. Promotional. The company tells the seller that if you do the promotional activities, advertising, promotion, try and sell my product, I will give you some money, or maybe if you cross this, let's say 100 crore sales, I will send you to a foreign trip to Europe. Have you heard of these things? If your parents are in business, you would know it. Okay. So trade-in allowance and promotional allowance. Am I clear with all the types of discount and allowances? Anybody has any doubt in these terms, first of all? Perfect. We are moving to segmented pricing. Very easy and very interesting thing. Segmented pricing says different prices for different segments. Now, customer segment pricing. Same train ticket for children, for old people, and for people of our age. Different, same train ticket, because they get discounts. So different customer segments have different pricing. Richa, you just give me some time. I will explain you trade-in after some time. Now I've moved forward. Okay. So customer segment pricing. Product form pricing. The same Coke in a plastic bottle, in a glass bottle, in a can. Different pricing. Same amount of ml also. Okay. Location-based pricing. Same Coke. When you buy from a vending machine, when you buy at a dhaba, when you buy at a normal restaurant versus you buy at a 5-star hotel versus you buy at PVR. Same Coke, same composition, different pricing. Time-based pricing. On season, off season discounts. Also, if you've seen price tickets, flight tickets. I'm saying price tickets, flight tickets. Flight tickets on Saturday evening, Sundays, Friday nights versus on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So am I clear with all types of customer, product, location, time? Now I'm going to give you an example. Let's see if you've understood. Okay. So a pizza from Domino's and the same pizza from Domino's in PVR. Location, perfect. You can just add 1, 2, 3, 4. It's good. Okay. Now, instead of museum tickets for 3 year and less. Perfect. 1. Same perfume in a glass bottle versus same perfume in a tin can. 2. Perfect. Booking the tickets 6 months in advance versus booking the tickets 2 days in advance. Time based. Perfect. So everybody is clear with segment pricing. Done. Now, okay. Promotional pricing. Now, promotion, as the term suggests, promotional. You are trying to induce customers to come to your shop or your brand or whatever. First, loss leader pricing. In loss leader, the seller establishes a special price for a good branded product. So what they do is they price XYZ branded product. XYZ branded product. I'm so sorry. I think just give me 30 seconds. Okay. Now, we were doing loss leader pricing, and I'm going to teach you this one. Can everyone see my screen? Yes or no? Perfect. So in loss leader pricing, the company or the seller reduces the price of a well-established brand in the hope that people will come inside the shop and buy other things also. So if you've seen very cleverly, they write up to 50% off. That up to 50%, nearly only one product is at 50% off. Everything else is, let's say, 5%, 10%, anything. So to entice the customers to come inside the shop, loss leader pricing, they reduce the price of a well-established brands in the hope that they will compensate from other brands. Okay. Special event pricing. Right now, if you know, there is a Black Friday sale going on everywhere. Special event pricing. Special customer pricing. If you've seen in flights, so there is a normal rate, there's a members rate, frequent flyer miles and all these things. Have you seen it in flights? Or maybe in hotel booking also, there's a member rate for all the 5 stars, Radisson, Taj. So you have a normal rate, you have a members rate. If you're a member of that particular club or brand or whatever. Cash rebates, just like cash discounts, there are cash rebates. Low interest financing. We'll charge you the same price, but you can do it at a, let's say finance it at a lower interest. Instead of doing it at 10%, we'll take it to 9.5%. Or these days, I think the perfect example of low interest financing is, have you heard of zero cost EMI these days for certain brands? For certain appliances, you have zero cost EMI. So you can buy that appliance or that product or let's say that phone and pay over the period of 6 to 9 months at zero cost EMI. So these are low interest financing methods, longer payment methods. So instead of doing a loan for 10 years, let's stretch it for 20 years. Warranties and service contracts. If you buy it right now, so in that 100 rupees that we're charging you, we'll give you a 1-year warranty also, or service contract, especially when you are installing these RO, AC and everything. So the installation cost, the first year warranty of anything which is going wrong is included. Free maintenance. Free maintenance is exactly like the service is being, or the maintenance is free for certain period of time, not forever in life. Okay. So am I clear with all these promotional pricing methods now? Yes or no? Anybody has any doubt till now can ask me. I'm stopping right now. Anybody has any doubts still, let's say this one. Loss leader pricing. Yes. Richa, in loss leader pricing, let's say there's a shop which says 50% off. I write 50% off in the hope that people will think everything is on 50% off, but only one item or two items are on 50% off. I write this so that people come into my shop and I can gain from anything else that they're buying. Usually, if I give you the technical definition of loss leader pricing, supermarkets or departmental stores drop the price of one well-known brand to entice customers in the hope that they will make money from the other brands. Okay, let's say if they say that Saffola oil is at, instead of 100 rupees per liter, you're selling at 50 rupees per liter. But that Saffola may be for 50 rupees. But if you're going to buy Saffola oil, people have a tendency, they'll start buying other things also, which are at price at more or more markup. So in all, the departmental store is making money. Okay. Now, geographical pricing, if you can see right now. Anybody knows what is the full form of FOB? FOB, anybody? Three on board. Okay. So under the FOB pricing, the buyer, you guys are the buyer and the seller, the buyer is required to bear the entire cost of transport. Also, you are responsible for any risk, any damage that has happened. So FOB, free on board origin pricing method. Uniform delivered pricing. Irrespective of wherever you are ordering from India, I'll charge you standard rate of 100 rupees. Zone pricing. I had divided the country into 4 zones. North zone, South zone, East zone, West zone. For East zone, I'm going to charge 100. North zone, I'm going to charge 100. South zone, 200. West zone, 150. So if you are here, I will charge you 150. If you are here, I'll charge you 100. Somewhere in the middle, I will see which is closer to what place, and then I'll charge you, or probably an average of these two or an average of these two. Okay. So I've divided the entire region into zones, and every zone has one pricing method. Now, there is barter. There is no money exchange. You give me one notebook, I give you my book. Or you give me, let's say, you give me cold drink, I'll give you chips, like that. So there is exchange of goods instead of money. So barter is exchange of goods. Now, compensation deal. In this, there is part payment and part goods. So in a compensation deal, say, let's say 70% is cash, and then the 30% is in terms of goods. That is compensation deal. Buyback agreement. The seller is selling you the plant, equipment, technology in another country. And I'm agreeing that whatever you're making out of those, whatever products you're making, I'm going to buy them. Okay, as partial payment. Offset. I am selling, you guys, let's say you guys are foreigner. You're buying my Indian company. Okay, I'm paying you in cash, but with an agreement that you're going to spend that cash or invest that cash back in India only. That's called an offset. Okay, so let's say I have to pay you 100 crores. I tell you, okay, at least out of 100 crores, 80 crores you have to put back in my economy. That's a buyback. Am I clear with geographical pricing? The entire geographical pricing? This differentiated pricing is same as the channel is same as the, okay, I'll give you another example for channel. Image pricing on the image of the good. Let's say I have a fancy sleek bottle which has perfume, and I have like a normal small bottle, Itra bottle, which has perfume. Which one? One first is the fancy bottle and second is a normal bottle. Which one will you pay for more? They have a perfume. You don't know what perfume. I can have same perfume. I can put different perfume. People are saying first one. So there is an image that the fancy bottle equates to good quality. Okay. Also, let's say I'm selling two bottles. Okay. One for 100 rupees honey and the other is 30 rupees honey. Which one do you think, the 100 rupees honey or the 30 rupees honey, will have better quality honey? Just write 100 or 30. People have an image that something, if it's expensive, correct, Roshan? People have an image. If something is more expensive, it is of better quality. So that is image. Image pricing. Now channel. Channel is through, from where are you taking that good? Okay. The same Sony TV from a JioMart, from a Sony store versus Amazon. Same Sony TV will be differently priced, yes or no? So channel of production or channel of taking or channel of receiving, that makes a differential in the pricing. Now this pricing differential is justified also sometimes, but sometimes it's only because of the difference in channel, nothing else. Okay. In psychological pricing, we have a base or a reference price. Okay. If this is selling at this rupees, I will not pay for this hand more than this. Referencing. There's a base price. Okay. Now that is reference pricing. Am I clear with everything on the screen? Anybody has any doubt? Please tell me right now. Anybody has any doubt? You can ask me to unmute. I'll do that, whatever you want. You want to ask me a doubt? You can ask me a doubt. Okay. Now, there are two terms, which is dynamic pricing and international pricing. Dynamic, which is changing, adjusting continuously. Can you give me an example of dynamic pricing? Especially when you start searching the prices, let's say from Delhi to Bhubaneswar. So if the first ticket pricing, probably what will be showing you is 5,000 rupees. When you keep searching keep on adding other sites, it's changing, because there is this computer algorithm which tells that people have a demand from Delhi to Bhubaneswar. So it's dynamic. It keeps changing. It keeps fluctuating. Dynamic pricing. International pricing. Pricing that a company would charge in other countries, not the home country, but the host country. Depends on a lot of factors. What is the economic situation? What is the competitive situation? What are the laws and regulations? What is the currency rate, conversion rate, all these things. So that is international pricing. Now, we are doing the price cuts. There are 4 traps, if you can see on the screen right now. The first is the low quality trap. Every time a lower price is equated to low quality trap. You will try and reduce the pricing. Okay, no, instead of 100, give me at 50. If he's giving you at 50, he'll give you 50 ki quality also. Fragile market price. It says that a lower price will give you market share. So lower price will give you market share, but not market loyalty. I'm so sorry. You just have to give me 30 seconds. I'll switch it off and get it again because the pen is doing some disturbance. Just give me 30 seconds. Yeah. So I was on fragile market. So fragile market trap says that it will low price will give you market share, but not market loyalty. It says that if your competitor reduces the price, the market share will shift to the competitor. So people might come to you only because you're offering low price. Shallow pocket share. Shallow pocket share is sometimes there is a small company and there's a big company. The small company, if it's offering lower price, the big company may reduce the price even more because they have big pockets and they can sustain it for a longer time. Okay, but the small company will go out of business. That's exactly what Jio does everywhere. They're a big company, they have big pockets, and they have the ability to sustain these free gifts or freebies for a longer period of time. They do it because they gain the market share and they remove their competitors. Okay, this is shallow pocket trap. Price war trap is basically if you reduce the price, I reduce the price, you reduce it even further, I reduce it. So it keeps going. Okay, these are price cuts. Now, on the other side of the screen are price increases. I asked you guys for a quotation on, let's say, 1st November. You didn't give me. After the first week, something happened in the government. There was political instability. Of course, the prices rose. And then now I'm asking you for quotation. Earlier it was for 100 rupees. Now you're telling me 120. And I'm asking why? It's because the changes in the macro environment situation. So delayed quotation pricing. Sometimes we're delaying it purposefully because we know something's going to change. Escalator clause. A lot of times, especially for companies, this escalator clause is there. This is for taking into account the inflation. Okay. I am expecting the inflation to be, let's say, 5%, but inflation is actually 8%. So you have this escalator clause, which basically says that this percentage is flexible and it will totally be depending on the okay. Unbundling, removing. Instead of selling it items as groups, you're selling them individually. Okay, this will be charged at this will be charged at this, and I'm not giving any discounts. Reduction in discounts, as the name suggests, there are no discounts offered. Anticipatory prices. Sometimes the seller anticipates the prices of the future because of this thing, because we're expecting the future inflation to be this much. So I'm already anticipating, okay, instead of selling it at 100, let me sell it at 120 because it's going to cover my inflation. Okay, anticipate the future and then decide the price. I'm really sorry. Okay. Now, first of all, in every situation, we're going to do the seller, buyer. You have to tell me how many sellers are there, how many buyers are there, and then we will just discuss the situation. In a pure competition, we will just write 1, many, 2 like that. How many sellers are there, how many buyers are there? You can write many seller, many buyer, 1 seller, 1 buyer. Okay, for the word many, you can write M. For seller, just write S and then write, let's say there is 1 seller, so S1, buyer many, so BM, like that. In a pure competition situation, many seller, many buyer. Roshan, perfect. So a pure competition situation is many seller, many buyer. When you are in a many seller, many buyer situation, you are in no position to adjust the prices. Market decides the prices. Nobody will gain extra. Everybody will get the equal amount of profit. Ideal situation, never possible. Okay. Monopolistic competition. How many sellers, how many buyers? Monopolistic, not monopoly, Roshan. Buyers is correct. There are many buyers. Monopolistic. There's not one seller. There are few sellers or some sellers. Perfect. Okay. In this situation, there are few sellers and each of them is trying to differentiate their products so that they can charge a different price. Okay. So like you have, let's decide the chips industry. So you have Lay's. Tell me the players in the chips industry. So you have Lay's, you have Kurkure, you have Uncle Chips, you have Haldirams, you have Cheetos and all these pink, peppy, I don't know what all and what not. Okay. So all of them are technically selling the same thing, fried potato chips. Different name, different brands. Each is trying to have a different or a differentiating factor. Let's say Lay's has some completely different flavors. Uncle Chips have different flavors. Kurkure has very different flavors. So like that. And based on that, they're trying to charge you differently. But actually, they're all selling at the same price. Okay. Oligopoly or oligopolistic competition. How many buyers, how many sellers? Let's say very, very few in sets 1 to 5 sellers and many buyers. Usually duopoly is an example of oligopoly. So I'll give you an example. Let's say Coke. Two major sellers, Coke and Pepsi, okay, in this industry. So they're both in a very strong position, but there's a problem of competition among them. If one reduces the price, the market share will go to the other. So since they are the only players in the market, they are in tandem with each other and they decide the price. Okay, we'll both sell it at this price. And there are many buyers. Idealistic situation what the government of India has right now in many situations. One seller, many buyer. Whatever price he or she is charging, you have to give it. Monopoly situation. Yes or no? Are we clear with different pricing strategies in different types of market? Anybody has any doubts? Okay. Now, these two terms are extremely important when you're doing pricing. Market penetration, market skimming. Always remember this, skimming through skimmed milk. Skimmed milk is removing the top layer. When you're removing the top layer, that means you're taking maximum profits. I'm so sorry. Maximum profits, okay? So your aim is to skim the top layer, take the maximum profit, so you will charge high prices. This is what happens in market skimming pricing strategy. So you're entering the market and you're charging high prices. You will only follow a skimming policy if your product is that worthy. If the image of the product is that worthy, people's perception about the product is of high quality. You can't do a chips and sell it, say I'll sell it for 100 rupees a chip. No. A Lay's packet will not be bought at 100 rupees, but a Pringles would be bought. The image is important. Then you can do market skimming strategy. Second, you can do market skimming strategy when a close substitute or a close competition is not available and you're not expecting them in the future also. Because if competition will come, they will charge at a lower price, market will go there. Okay. So these two are important conditions for market skimming. Completely opposite, market penetration. You enter the market at low price. I always give the example of Jio. They entered the market at practically zero price. Okay. They took the entire market share to them and now they're charging whatever they want because people have moved there. So when you enter the market at very low prices with the aim of increasing market share, it is market penetration strategy. Okay. So skimming and penetration. One is high, one is low. The aim in first one is to gain maximum profit. The aim in other is to gain maximum market share. Okay. So these two are like the most important terms when it comes to pricing strategies. Okay. So we're going to be doing these product mix pricing strategies. The first is product line strategies. Sorry. Product line strategy says for one product line, we're going to be charging similar. So let's say for, if you're in Audi, The A series will be charged similarly, Q series will be charged similarly, hatchback similarly, sedan similarly, SUVs similarly, like that. One product line will have almost similar prices and they will be different from the different product lines. That is product line pricing. Optional product pricing. I'm selling you this Audi for, let's say, 1 crore. If you buy the alloy and this and that additional features, I'll give you everything in 1 crore and 1 lakh. But if you charge them separately, you'll have to probably pay 5 lakhs. So optional product pricing. I'm offering you this optional product right now at a lower cost, but if you buy it later, it will be at a higher cost. Captive product pricing. Captive product pricing, the main thing you have to learn here is there are 2 products. One is the main product and one is the subsidiary product which is used along the main product. What the company does smartly is they put the pricing of the main product low, but the subsidiary product high. You cannot use the main product without the subsidiary product, but to entice the customer, they will put the main product low. Let's say the printer and the ink. The printer is at low cost, but the inkjet of that is expensive. So captive product pricing is a strategy wherein the company produces or reduces the price of the main product, but increases the price of the subsidiary good so as to make profits. By-product pricing. So let's say you're making the sugar cane, okay? You're in the sugar processing industry. So sugar cane comes and there is this raw material of sugar cane which is left after processing. The waste is left. So you find a market for that waste. Probably you start selling this waste and then you make money through that. Now, since you're making money through that, you can reduce the price of your sugar and be a better competitor in the market. Let's say my aim was to sell at 100 kg per kg. Okay. Now, by selling the waste, I am able to make 10 rupees per kg. My competitors are also selling at 101, 105, 110, like that. Okay. Some say some at 99 also. Now I'm able to sell the waste at 10 rupees per kg. So technically, I was making a profit here also. Now if I reduce the price to 90, I'm still making a profit. And I will get a maximum market share also because all my competitors are either at 99, 101, 105 and so on. So in byproduct pricing, you try and find a market for your byproducts and sell it and trying to sell your main product at a competitive price. That is byproduct pricing. Product bundle pricing. Perfect example is McDonald's. So if you buy a McAloo Tikki separately, it's for 42 rupees. If you buy a meal, which is McAloo Tikki, the Coke and the fries, there's for, let's say, 100 rupees. Okay. If you buy the Coke separately, it's for 50 rupees or 60 rupees. If you buy the French fries separately, it's for, again, 70, 80 rupees. So product bundle pricing. Combine several products and offer them at a reduced price. What is the advantage to the company? Your sales are increasing of everything. That's it. Now, just to quickly revise whatever we've done, I'm assigning numbers here. I'll give you examples. You have to tell me which strategy it is. Okay. The Gillette razors are inexpensive, but the Gillette blades are expensive. Rich or wrong answer, it is captive product pricing. It's not a bundle. It's a captive product. Razor and blades. 2 different products. They're sold differently also. But you cannot use a razor without a blade. Okay. So they are smart. They're reducing the price of the main good and increasing the price of the subsidiary good. Shumita, correct answer. Okay. Dove shampoo for 100 rupees, Dove conditioner for 100 rupees. If you combine them, you'll get it for 180 rupees. Everyone correct? Product bundle pricing. Perfect. Okay, while in the manufacturing of petroleum, there's a lot of byproducts and there's a market for each one of them. Perfect. Okay. Tanishq has 3 jewelry lines, let's say. So you have Carrot Lane, then you have Mia, you have Tanishq, and then you have Shaya. Okay. Each have their own specialities and they are catering to different types of market. Low quality gold, high quality gold, all of this. So what is this? Correct, Roshan. Product line. Different product lines. Perfect. Everyone correct. So I think we're all clear with these terms. Now, this is an interesting diagram. I want you to take a quick read at it. And I will explain you what a fighter brand is. I want you to quickly have a read at it. It's written here, when a company wants to take a market share for a lower segment, lower price segment, they introduce something called as a fighter brand. This is a low priced version of their product. Why are they doing it? To gain market share. Now, have you heard of Taj Group of Hotels, everyone? So can you tell me the different categories that Taj has? Everyone, Taj. So the premier one is the Taj Group of Hotels. Okay. Then there is Gateway Resorts by Taj. Then there is Vivanta by Taj. Any other thing by Taj? Okay. So a fighter brand to fight with all these fight with these Oyo type of rooms. You know the Ginger group of hotels, self-service hotels? Have you heard of this, Ginger? This is also owned by Taj. ITC is a different segment. ITC is a different segment. We're just doing Taj right now. ITC also has a lot of hotels. Yes. Ginger, their self-service hotel rooms are also owned by Taj. They're in competition to these Oyo small rooms. Okay. Now, doing the same thing for Taj for jewelry segment. So Taj's highest jewelry is Zoya. Then there is Tanishq. Then there is Mia. Then there is Carrot Lane. Then there is Shaya. Okay. So you have all these categories for different segments. Have you heard of this brand called Armani? So you have different versions of Armani. Armani Sport, Giorgio Armani, Armani Emporio, something like that. So all are catering to different price segments. So they have a lower price segment. Now, why do people have lower price segments or fighter brands? With the aim that when you start buying quality goods, then you will start moving to the upper or the premium versions of them also. That is the aim of introducing a fighter brand. So if people get used to having the Taj service, they will start moving to Vivantas. Vivantas will start moving to Gateways and then to the premium one. To gain the market share of the lower segment and to make sure that they eventually buy the better quality products of them, that they introduce the fighter brand. Now, there are these ethics in pricing. Okay. Now, if we'll start with the easy terms first. Do you know what dumping is, everyone? Have you heard of the term dumping? Anti-dumping duties, dump. There is a home country and then there is a host country. Let's say we'll take easy examples, sorry, but we'll take China as the home country and India as the host country. So what China does it sells all its goods or dumps all its goods at very low cost in India with the aim of removing the competition. That's called dumping. India has imposed anti-dumping duties to prevent its Indian manufacturers or sellers. That's called dumping. It's not an ethical practice, okay? So that is dumping. Perfect example to learn this is this only, China and India. Okay. Then there is price discrimination. Different prices for different, charged by different sellers. Like people saying, if I'm buying the same Sony TV, why am I getting different prices? And if I'm getting different prices, does it mean I'm getting different quality also? So price discrimination is discouraged. Standard price for everything. Okay, this is price discrimination. Predatory pricing. Very related to dumping. In predatory pricing, you charged very low pricing in order to capture your competition. Predator. Prey and predator, predatory pricing. You charge very low pricing to punish your competition or gain your market share, whatever. This is predatory pricing. Unethical. Bid rigging. Bid happens in all these tenders like I told you. So in bid rigging, what happens is one party, one of the bidders removes the bid in the intention, places a higher bid or a lower bid and removes the bid. Why? So that the other party who's probably related to them gets that bid offer. Initially, let's say I and my partner had bid at a lower cost. Let's say he had done it at 30 rupees. I had done it at 31. He was getting the bid. Okay. But I told him to remove the bid. I am getting the offer and I am giving him, let's say 50% share. So he, without doing any work, is getting 50% just by removing his bid. Okay. That is bid rigging. Deceptive pricing. Deceptive pricing usually happens when seller is basically trying to say that, okay, I'm selling this product at 100 rupees. But either what he does is he either only has a limited time period offer or he only has few products and then he says it is out of stock, so please buy something else. That is deceptive pricing. Specifically putting a lower price in order to lure the customer and then telling them, okay, it is out of stock so that they buy something else. Deceptive pricing. Scanner fraud. It may show you, let's say it's written 100 rupees here, but when I scan it, it shows 110. So nobody's checking the bill. A lot of times people don't even check for every single item. So that is a scanner fraud. And there is price confusion. These are related. Scanner frauds and price fixing usually happens in situations of monopolistic, oligopolistic competitions, wherein the few top players decide, okay, we are going to charge, all of us are going to charge this price. Let's say we are making a product at 10 rupees, but we will all charge 30 rupees. Because there are only few sellers, you have to listen to them. Price fixation at the top by the powerful ones. Okay. So these are all the ethics in pricing. Of course, they are all negative terms, so you have to be sure that nothing of this is happening. Everybody remembers the PLC? What is the full form of PLC? PLC, everyone. We had done it in the previous class. You can see the 4 stages. Product life cycle. Richa is the correct answer. Sumita, correct. So you can see the 4 stages of product life cycle. In the introduction stage, you basically first decide, okay, this is my cost. I need something more than the cost. So this is the type of pricing. Also, a lot of people in their initial times also decide between market skimming and market penetration. Whether we have to enter at a high cost premium product or at a low cost for market share. Then comes your growth strategy. In growth, you try to reduce the price, penetrate the market, maximum market share. So all pricing strategies which are about reducing the prices there. In maturity stage, because now you've reached the ample of your sales, there is competition in the market, you try to reach everything which is in parallel to your competition, going rate pricing. Okay, my competitors is charging that much, I'll charge that much. Decline stage. The sales are declining, your product has reached its peak, nobody wants to buy it more, or probably it's already there in the market, nobody's buying new of it. So you try to price reduction strategies, discounts, allowances, all these techniques so as to induce more sales. Okay, so these are the strategies, different type of strategies at different stages of PLC. Now, we'll be discussing or doing these questions so that we remember all that we have done. Quick answers, everybody, and then we are free for the day. You can just write A, B, C, D. Roshan, I don't think that's the correct answer. Just read carefully. So how did I get to know the word here itself here? Sumita, correct answer. You are targeting to reach that cost. Remember, I told you that I have this investment in mind. This much is my target ROI. And then I give you a target cost that you have to make it in this cost. Roshan, am I clear why the answer is target costing? You remember it now? Perfect. Next question. So main product, and then there is a subsidiary product used with the main product. You put the main product cost low and subsidiary product cost high. Correct, Richa? Correct, Sumita? Perfect. Captive. Give me an example quickly of captive so that you remember it. Any example? Printer or ink, razor and blades, all these things. Perfect. Yes. Next. Correct answer. Richa, correct answer. Next one. Price discrimination strategies. You'll have different price for different areas. Basically, think of that. Everybody knows why answer is C. Incremental is what is increasing because of certain things that you're adding. Postage is different, of course, if I'm sending something to Kanyakumari versus something to Siliguri versus something to Gujarat. So different prices. Base point pricing is I have a certain base that this is my minimum fare, like Uber. Minimum charges is 45, anything over and above per kilometer. Base point pricing. So again, difference. Free on board. Remember I told you everything will be borne by the buyer. Incremental is the only one which is not there. So C is the answer. Okay. What is by the competitor in the market? Correct answer, Richa. Next question. Just the full form. Correct answer, Roshan. Correct answer, Richa. Correct, Sumita. Everyday low pricing. So lower prices to gain market share. Skimming or penetration? Correct answer, everyone. Richa, no. It's not skimming. Skimming is removing the top layer, charging maximum, higher prices. Penetration is lower prices. Clear, Richa? Why it's not penetration? Why it's not skimming? Why it's penetration? Perfect. This is kind of easy. If you just correct answer, Roshan. I just checked for promotional pricing D, and I checked promotion is when you're giving offers. So temporarily reducing the prices for short run sales. D is equal to 2. So D's 2 is only at D. So I just did this and I got the answer. Okay, next. Setting the order. How do you decide? First is what? Again, just by seeing the first one, you can get the answer. Correct answer, Roshan. First was the objective. Yes, correct, Sumita. Next question. We've just now done this in the match the following. Temporarily reducing the prices for short-run sales. Promotional. Perfect, everyone. Correct. Next. When you're deciding the prices on the correct answer, Richa, on the competitors. Okay. High price, high promotion policies, which one? First of all, will it include penetration? Yes or no? That's the correct answer, Richa. No penetration, so both those answers were out. Out of slow and rapid, of course, the word is high, so synonymous to it is rapid. Next one. Sorry, I think I showed the answer. I'm so sorry. It's predatory pricing. Okay. Correct answer, Roshan. Perfect. So this brings us to the end of today's class. Anybody has any doubt in pricing, the complete of pricing, anything, you can ask me right now. I can unmute you. If you want to type it, you can type it also. Anybody has any doubt? If yes, just write a yes and then you can keep writing the doubt. If no, then I will leave today's class for all. Anybody has any doubt? No. I hope you've all understood. We've done pricing completely. Yes or no? Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone. So I'm going to be leaving today's class. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can come back in the next class. Always write it to us also. No problems. Thank you, everyone. You have a good day.